Hello, Holistretch fam. Welcome to this video. My name is Frances Eve. In this video, I'm going to show you some stretches and some massages to release your client's neck, shoulders, and upper traps. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so, and join our family of body workers and people who love to stretch. I have lots of videos to support you in your journey. We begin by pressing the hands on the tops of their shoulders. This helps to open up space between their shoulders and their neck. And we're going to create some room underneath the left shoulder by bringing our hands underneath the left shoulder. And you can kind of walk your hands little by little, especially if they're a heavier person. And then see if you can find the bottom of their scapula. Once you find the bottom of the scapula, you can slide your fingers to the medial edge of the scapula and gently pull it away from the midline. And then you can take your fingers to the lateral edge of the scapula and gently pull it towards the midline. I recommend that if you can't get your fingertips underneath their scapula at all, your person may require a little bit of massage work on the upper back in prone position before you begin working on their neck. Once you've opened up the scapula a bit, we'll go ahead and take the hands and just gently squeeze the shoulder, opening the pec, opening the deltoid, just creating some movement, releasing stiffness in the shoulder. Now we're going to work with the neck, and how we will do that is to be very gentle, cradling the head with the right hand. We can take the left hand and gently feel into the area of the shoulder and press the left shoulder down. Now you want to have them squeeze the shoulder up, like shrugging their shoulders, squeezing up as you push down. So this is a resistance stretch. As they squeeze up, you're going to push down and they're going to slowly release that tension. So I like to do this just a few times just to create some more space. And then you're going to find their occiput. So tilting their head over towards the right, you're going to take that left hand and feel around for the occiput. This is this bumpy area right behind the ear. And this is going to feel like a perfect place for your fingers to rest. Once you find this place, you can gently pull your body weight back to create a little shelf for their head to rest on. The next stretch we're going to do is you're going to have them press their left ear down towards their left shoulder. And then you're going to stretch them in the opposite direction with the resistance towards the right. So this may take a second to get used to. As they're squeezing the left ear down to left shoulder, let them have some resistance. And then they're going to slowly release the tension as you pull over to the right. So be patient with this stretch. It's a little challenging, especially for people who aren't used to resistance stretches. And see if you can find a nice balance with the push and the pull. Never forcing, just always listening to their body and your own. After you've done a few of those, you can take the left hand and palpate along the sternocleidomastoid, squeezing into this area here, and cradling the head with the right hand as you do so. We'll go ahead and find the occiput again, and then making some circular motions with the thumb. Be mindful of your thumb not to move it around too much. You don't want to irritate your own joint. So you can actually use all 5 of your fingers to massage in circular motions around the occiput. This feels so good for anyone who uses screens or who sits for a long period of time. For our last stretch on this side, we'll go ahead and press the left shoulder down, anchoring it down with the left hand. The head's in the right hand, and then you'll use your body weight to gently lift them up towards their right hip. We'll move on to the other side, doing exactly what we just completed on the left side. We'll start with pressing the shoulders down and making some space. We'll go ahead and walk our hands underneath the right shoulder blade and feel around for the bottom edge of the scapula. Once we find it, we can bring our fingertips to the medial edge and slide that scapula away from the spine. And then we can bring our fingertips to the lateral edge and pull the scapula towards the spine, creating space, creating a circular motion, and using your entire body in your practice always. This takes pressure off your finger joints and your wrist joints, always keeping your shoulders and your hips in movement. Feeling around for the tension, the knotted areas, seeing if you can get your fingertips into those areas, softening them up, kind of like kneading dough. And then you can take the hands over to the top of the shoulder and into the pec area and soften up the tissue in here as well. Pulling that shoulder towards you and away from you, medially and laterally. Abducting and adducting. When you're ready, go ahead and cradle the head into the left hand and find that right shoulder, pushing the shoulder down and having them squeeze up to their ear in resistance. As they squeeze up, you push down and you'll find that nice gentle balance of the squeezing, the pushing, and the pulling. As the inhale, squeeze up, on the exhale, push down. Just a few times to create more space. And then taking that right hand and palpating along the traps, releasing tension. palpating the scalenes here, finding a nice release in their neck, and then finding where the occiput is, taking all 5 of your fingers to gently massage circular motions around the occiput here. And then finding the occiput and feeling around where the head can gently rest. Finding that shelf. As you work with your client and trust builds, you will feel that they become heavier and heavier throughout the session as they continue to release tension and stress. We'll go ahead and move them into the second stretch. Pressing the right ear down to right shoulder, you will go ahead and move their head in the opposite direction to the left. Squeezing down and pulling away. Finding this nice balance in here. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale, release. With your free hand, you can release the neck a little more. See if you notice any softening in the scalenes, any softening in the sternocleidomastoid. And then taking all 5 fingers, cradling the right occiput, we'll go ahead and create that shelf, and taking the left hand and gently resting that on their face or the side of their head. We forget how much tension we hold in the face, but one of my favorite bodywork practices is receiving hands on my face and giving. It's gentle, it's intimate, it's vulnerable, it's kind. After you've felt them relax, go ahead and take all 5 fingers and massage around the occiput in circular motions, releasing it even more. You can bring the head back to neutral and see if you've noticed a shift in your client, if they've released any tension, stress. And allowing a safe space for them to rest. And lastly, we'll end with our deep neck stretch, stabilizing the right shoulder down with the right hand, pulling over to the left. And in conclusion, we'll open up the back of their neck by bringing the right hand to the back of the neck to meet the left hand. and lifting their neck up. Have them press the back of their head towards you as you help them release, stretching the back of the neck. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to make these videos for you. Please check out some other videos and feel free.